Please, in the comments below, if you find that joke funny, I want to have a discussion with you. Okay, let me start by saying this. Alfred Schultz. I don't find Alfred Schultz funny. I don't, and comedy is subjective. So I've known Alfred Schultz way back before he blew up. Because remember, I've been watching Breakfast Club for a long time. So I remember when Charlamagne announced, he's doing this Brilliant Idiots podcast way back when. This was like the early days of the Joe Budden podcast. And when he actually brought on, said, I'm doing it with this comedian called Schultz. So I've known him for a long time, long time, when Brilliant Idiots started. So way before he blew up. And I never really listened much to Brilliant Idiots. I was like, okay, this is... But I was always like, for Alfred Schultz, it's like, I don't find him funny. I just don't find Schultz funny. And again, comedy is subjective. So if you find him funny, again, bro, that's fine. The stuff that I find funny that other guys don't find funny. Well, guys, so it's vice versa. Comedy is subjective. So I'll start there. So this all started a Kendrick Lamar bar saying that don't let any white comedian disrespect black women. That's law. That was really speaking to Charlamagne. Because people are saying that Kendrick, he wasn't addressing you. He was addressing Charlamagne and addressing black people who allow white comedians to disrespect black women. And this is going to be a video about comedy and the nature of comedy and how, hey, everything's a joke. I'll get there. So Schultz now responds by saying that, is he too woke to get a joke? That's the buzzword, woke. So I want to ask Schultz something real quick. So Schultz, is this album woke? To Pimp a Butterfly, is this a woke album? I just want to know, because guys, I am really confused with what woke means. Now, for me, woke has two meanings. One is you're woke, you're aware, your eyes are open to the truth, the matrix. You've been red-pilled. I can now see the truth. I am fully cognizant and aware of what is happening. I'm not asleep. I'm aware of the truths of society, and I'm alert. Then the other meaning, and guys, I was top set English. So I was in top set English, and I was one of the best spellers in my school. So my English comprehension was damn good. Woke is past tense. Awoken. I've already been awake. So you say, oh, you're so woke. Yeah, I know. I'm awake. If I wasn't awake, how the hell would I be speaking? I'm glad I'm awake. So I'm actually talking and I'm doing stuff. I wouldn't be able to operate or do anything if I wasn't awake. So yes, thank you. Yes, I'm woke. I'm awake. So also no, woke, that's his bad grammar. It's no, I'm awake. Oh, you're so woke. What do you mean I woke? You mean I've already awoken? Please know your English. So those are the two meanings I'm meaning. But there's now this new meaning which I'm confused. So again, what is To Pimp a Butterfly a woke album? I want to know. For the people that say, oh, you're so woke. Because it seems to me that if you call out anything that's racist, you're woke. Okay? This is an album that deals heavily with racism and about black culture. Is this album woke? Again, listen to Schultz. Most Def, Black on Both Sides, one of the greatest albums of all time. Is this album woke? On this album, Most Def talks about how Elvis Presley is a scam artist and a thief and stole his entire musical style from black people completely. And everything that he had was given to him by black people, so he's a scam artist. So him saying that, is that Most Def being woke? And it is called Black on Both Sides, and it is very heavy on talking about racism and also about being black and black issues. So is this album woke? Does what he say about Elvis Presley, is that woke? Please let me know. So, because guys, I'm confused as to what this new word means, So that's what I want to know about Schultz. So obviously there's a back and forth. This is where it gets creepy. Because no, he did make an interesting point, which is the fact of like, and this is true. So I'll give Schultz one thing. Rap has been disrespecting black women for a long time. So he has a point there to an extent. Put it this way. Ice-T, you can't chastise Schultz. Dr. Dre, you can't chastise Schultz. Most gangster rappers, you can't chastise Schultz because of the kind of content that you've said. Kendrick Lamar ain't like those guys. When you look at Kendrick Lamar's content, and I am well versed in the content of Kendrick Lamar's music, he doesn't disrespect black women the way that many gangster rappers and lots of rap has. And that is a whole other discussion talk to be had about the content of rap. So if you're an Ice-T, if you're a Dr. Dre, if you're a Snoop Dogg, so I mean, guys, have you listened to Doggy Style? Bro, like Snoop Dogg, you are the last person to say, don't disrespect black women. Snoop, Doggy Style, those skits, bro, has an album said the B word more times than Snoop did on that Doggy Style album. So, but for Kendrick, when you just look at what Kendrick is, what is people's biggest criticism towards Kendrick? Man, he's too conscious, man. He's too deep. What was Drake's big insult towards him? Oh, you rap like you're trying to free the slaves. Oh, you're so conscious. You know? So, last thing as well. So, Schultz, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Common. Are those woke rappers? Please let me know. So, according to this new meaning of woke, Common, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey. So, Yasin Bey, Talib Kweli, and Common. Are they woke rappers? So I just want to know, are they woke rappers? Because they talk a lot about racism and it's about race. So because they talk a lot about racism and about black issues, are they woke rappers? Yeah, I mean, so the thing here is that, so things got crazy. This is why things got crazy. Because the latest thing is how he said, he said he can easily RAPE Kendrick because he's short. Please, in the comments below, if you find that joke funny, I want to have a discussion with you. So anybody who finds Schultz saying that he could easily RAPE Kendrick if they were both in a jail cell, he could sit him on his lap and RAPE him. Please. Because if you find that funny, please explain to me how that is funny. Genuinely, because I'm genuinely curious, because that's like new age comedy. I'm like, okay, so that's a joke. So that's comedy. Okay. I'm finding it hard to find how that's funny. That's just creepy. That's just weird. That's like, is there something wrong with you? Are you odd? That's weird. And what is stranger is the reactions of the goons on his couch. Where a guy was like, laughing. And the black guy on the couch, he was laughing as well. I was like, wait, did you hear what this man just said? This is a white comedian cracking a joke about trying to RAPE a black rapper. Don't you see how that's odd and weird? You know? But you see, you have to understand this. Schultz really got a start off the back of Charlamagne. And this is where it gets creepy. So walk with me here. Charlamagne is in the midst of a rebrand. Early Charlamagne was known, went viral, and was super popular of saying the most outrageous stuff that wasn't even edgy. It went over the edge. People would come on and he would say the most ridiculous things. I think there's on YouTube, there's like a video reel of Charlamagne just saying the most ridiculous things to the guests, and the guests are like, what? And no one ever did that to celebrities. And he was known for, no, this is like the most edgy, over the edge, shocking radio presenter that we've ever had, ever. Also in video form, because that's coinciding with the explosion of YouTube. So Schultz And what Schultz is what early Charlamagne was. Where, oh no, I'm going to just say the most crazy, mad stuff. And if it goes viral, it goes viral. So for Schultz, this is great for him. He's getting hits, he's getting videos and stuff. And that's what it's about. So what Schultz is doing is mirroring early Charlamagne. But I think Charlamagne is a bit conflicted because they are friends. They did begin Brilliant Idiots together, but Charlamagne is trying to rebrand. Look at Charlamagne now and comparing to what he was at the Breakfast Club. It's very different, guys. He's talking about politics. He's interviewing democratic people. He's releasing books. He's cleaned himself up. He's now on The View. He's now wearing suits, better dressed, interviewing in a much more mature way. It is a rebrand because Charlamagne knows that, oh, no, that guy that I was, it helped to launch me. Now that I'm launched, I'm now in the mainstream, I can't be that guy anymore. I have to now be someone that can be a lot more palatable to mainstream media. So for Charlamagne, he looks at Schultz as oh yeah, this was what I used to be. This was the old me. And so, because that's why he's conflicted. He is my friend. He's my friend. And we started Brilliant Idiots together, and I've known him for a very long time. And what Brilliant Idiots was like both guys who were crazy edgy. But for Charlamagne, it's like, yes, I know he's my friend, but like the stuff he's saying and how black people are now responding to him, specifically black women, and how I'm rebranding myself. Do I want to stand next to this guy? And that's why Charlamagne has not really said much or really said anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how Charlamagne reacts to all this stuff. But before I end up, so people will say that it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. The funny thing of that it's a joke thing is, where do we draw the line? There's a great saying. If you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. So if you don't have a line or if you cross the line, boom, you are not a man. Or you are not anybody of any consequence. So my thing though for Schultz, if he says that I should be able to joke about anything and just say it's a joke. Can't you take a joke? I'm like, okay, cool. All right. That's his wife, Emma Turner. Schultz's wife. So Schultz, you said that it's a joke. So obviously, can't you take a joke? So I want a black comedian to go on stage and have a massive picture of Emma Turner. Huge, massive picture of Emma Turner. Massive. And say that she would be great on Blacked. Doesn't she look like white trash? She looks like a great trailer park white trash individual who would be great on Blacked. And he just riffs off a joke on that. Hey, Schultz, it's jokes. It's just a joke. So Schultz, would he be happy with a black comedian doing that? Because I know Emma would be like, Alfred, Andrew, whatever his name is, I don't know what his name is. So Schultz, I don't want to be known like that. And I don't want to be exposed like that. So for Schultz, they're like, hey, black women, they're always angry. They always want to beat up their white boyfriends. Hey, it's just a joke. Okay. Your wife, Emma Turner, looks like white trash, and she would be amazing on Blacked. I'd imagine her getting gang RAPED. That would be freaking funny because she looks like white trash. But hey, no. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm joking. So you see, when you use that whole thing of it's a joke, there's always a line. Because where does the line stop? Why is Richard Pryor the GOAT? He was edgy. You see, great comedy is edgy. It isn't over the edge. It isn't there to really offend people. Because comedy, it's an art form. We're like, oh, no, that's an art form. How do you were able to do that jokes? Like for Dave Chappelle, him going on about trans people, like, okay, you see, once you're not just going out to fully offend, I'm like, no. The whole point of a joke is to make you laugh. It's to make you smile. And that's why they say it's called edgy, not over the edge, edgy. Where you're just teetering over being offensive, but you're just a few years back from being truly offensive. That's why it's called edgy. And those are where the real comedy are like, oh, well, okay, that's funny, but boom. But if you go over the edge and you just fully offend, then it's like, okay, what are you saying now? So what made Richard Pryor the GOAT, and why Richard Pryor is the GOAT is, first of all, he completely changed how people did comedy. Because there is comedy before Richard Pryor and comedy after Richard Pryor. So all these guys, all these comedians, Schultz included, you are all children of Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, he brought obscenities to comedy. He brought swearing, and he brought real life to comedy. He is the GOAT of comedy. He is the Rakim of comedy, where he changed it completely. So, but what made him amazing was he was edgy. But when you go over the edge and it's like, oh, let's offend. If you now get to the point of offending and everything's a joke, bro, then I can say anything I want. And Schultz, I know for a fact, if a black comedian put up Emma and said that she should be unblacked and did a whole bit about how she should be great on black because she looks like a white trash, Schultz, you would take issue. And even if you didn't take issue, your wife would say, yo, stop this right now. Stop this. Most things can be jokes. Not everything's a joke. And again, it's like you have to draw a line in the sand. And from a line in the sand, say, no, don't disrespect black women. Especially you. I'm sorry. You as a white comedian, don't disrespect black women. No, sorry. And Kendrick, based on his content, so that's the key thing. The messenger is key. Kendrick is the guy to say to you, Schultz, no, don't disrespect white women. Ice-T, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, no. You have no place to say that to the Schultz now. Because your content does not back that up. And what Dr. Dre did to a certain black woman that wasn't on Straight Out of Compton and is something that is still fully hidden and nobody addresses. Because trust me, my sister reminds me of this many times as to what Dr. Dre did to a certain woman who was writing bad press about him. Nobody wants to discuss that. See, maybe that's for another vid. There's some very uncomfortable truths and conversations about some of your biggest stars and nobody wants to talk about. But yeah, last thing, Kendrick, don't you dare respond. Kendrick has had a masterclass in his whole beef. The biggest mistake he makes is to respond to Alfred Schultz. He's not worth it. No, he's not worth it. Now, if Lil Weezy says something, maybe you say a little something, because it is Wayne. Because, see, Lil Wayne, he demands a response because it's Lil Wayne. And he is someone of consequence. This is some random dude. This is some random dude who got his fame off the back of Charlamagne. So, my thing is, don't respond. Kendrick, don't you dare respond. Ian, this is his 5 minutes of fame. He's going to get clicks and views. Let him run with it. Kendrick, your focus is Super Bowl, Alvida's second album, and Toronto. And that show in Toronto. See, this whole thing, I'm just doing this just for content tags. That show in Toronto, see, the two things I'm looking forward to the most right now, forget this whole Schultz thing. The Super Bowl, that's Toronto's show.